Now, we had on Congressman Mark Meadows last week from the Freedom Caucus talking about things that you had said. He responds, so we want to play that and give you a chance to respond to him.
If Karl Rove wants to bring out his whiteboard and we want to debate it back and forth on health care, I welcome that. You know, if Karl Rove wants to look at Tom Price's bill, he needs to look at Section 2 and Section 3 of the bill that I endorse. It repealed the mandates. It repealed the insurance mandates. It actually did what we're promising the American people. This is not Tom Price's bill. This is certainly not what we promised the American people. Karl Rove knows that. You know, this is smoke and mirrors when we suggest that we're going to dupe the American people.
All right, Karl, are you trying to dupe the American people?
Well, I think that's over the top. And look, I understand why he was a little upset, but let's go to the bills. If you and viewers can go to readthebillgop.com, and you will find there Section 205, page 81. It zeroes out the individual mandate. Section 206, pages 81 and 82, zeroes out the employer mandate. So it is in the bill. They basically kill these provisions, make them inapplicable in the bill that he's been asked to vote upon. And now we can argue about how you go about doing this. This does it in a way that allows you to pass it through the Senate with 51. The version that I suspect he favors would repeal the language from the law altogether, and that would require 60 votes in the Senate. If he thinks he's got 8 Democrats in his back pocket waiting to vote for this in the Senate, all he's got to do is tell us that. Now, the other part of the bill, which he never talked about at all, is he attacked in the current bill the idea of an advanceable refundable tax credit to help those who are self-employed or work in businesses that don't provide health care coverage to get coverage. He said it's a new entitlement. And my point was that in 2015, H.R. 2300 by then Congressman Tom Price had a advanceable tax credit in it. Title I, tax incentives for maintaining health insurance coverage. Section 101, refundable tax credit for health care and insurance coverage. This is the bill that Mark Meadows co-sponsored. He is listed on there as the 8th co-sponsor, the 9th name on this bill. If you want to find it, go to congress.gov, hit the legislation tab, hit the 114th Congress tab, and then enter in H.R. 2300, and you'll see that he endorsed a bill that called for advanceable refundable tax credits.
You've given folks a lot of homework. First of all, I want to know, is that one whiteboard, 2 sides, or 2 different whiteboards?
2 different whiteboards, and I got a third one right here ready for a different subject.
Before you get to that, you know that there are objections that, you know, from the right saying, listen, it's a new entitlement. There's all kinds of money still flowing around that flows to people, tax breaks for people.
Right.
And then on the left, though, they're pointing to the CBO score saying 24 million people are going to be left without coverage. Now, you mentioned the Senate and trying to get this passed over there. It's critical they get those 51 votes. Obviously, we've got folks like Senator Tom Cotton cautioning the House, saying, do not walk the plank for this. It won't pass in the Senate, and he's predicting a backlash in 2018 if the House does vote for this thing and it all falls apart. Your response?
Yeah. Well, look, I think he's right that there will be a backlash if we don't pass something. But it goes to show how fast a House member, when they go to the Senate, changes their mindset. When he was in the House, I think the last thing he'd want a senator telling him is the House has to write a bill that will pass the Senate. It's up to the Senate to figure out what bill will pass the Senate. The House will send over a bill. The Senate's not going to adopt it in that form. They're going to adopt a different bill. It's then going to go to conference, and the differences are going to be hashed out. But the idea that the House has a responsibility of passing a bill that meets the Senate's objections right from the get-go, that's unrealistic and unusual.
Well, he has been on both sides, so we'll see about his prediction about these bills. Karl Rove, good to see you and your whiteboards, plural.
Well, you bet.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Shannon.
Good stuff.